Hi, I'm Christy.
And I'm Annie, and this is Abuela's Counter.
We have special guests today.
Yes.
Two very special guests.
We are here with Nancy and Eileen Andrade. So I'm sure you guys probably recognize them. They are the mecca of Cuban restaurant
Of Cuban food in Miami.
In Miami, at least to us.
Yes.
Basically the capital of croquetas, I would say.
Islas Canarias. If you've had a croqueta and you haven't had one from Islas Canarias, you've done it all wrong.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
So we're going to be cooking together today and just kind of enjoying.
Yes. And what we're doing is kind of inspired by their menus.
Exactly. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your new restaurant, Amelia's.
Amelia's 1931 just went through a rebranding. We opened 5 years ago. We did close down during COVID for a year, and then we decided we actually wanted to reopen with a full bar, just a more elevated menu. So we've been open almost 2 months, and we're just really excited to bring something elevated to West Kendall.
She's being super modest. It's delicious. She forgot to include that. So yes, it's awesome that it's in West Kendall.
Yeah, because we're happy to bring something different.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I was really excited to do Rabo Encendido with you guys because I was trying to think what would be cool for us to make. And we went through a few ideas, but I am a big fan of all of your restaurants. And I realized that Rabo is in all of your menus. So I remember Nancy telling me it's a special, right, in Islas.
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Wednesdays and Saturdays special, and that people flock there religiously, right, for it.
Because Rabo is the best.
Yeah, it is so
once
good.
you've had Rabo, and because it is special. It's such a special dish.
What do you guys think, I don't know, makes it the thing that people want to go to a restaurant and order?
I think a lot of people just don't make it.
Yeah,
So,
they don't want to go through the troubles.
yeah, you find a place that makes it and makes it good. She said Islas does it Wednesdays, Saturdays. We have it on the menu every day, but we do it in different formats, whether it's in a fried rice on top of tamal cazuela.
Risotto, I feel like someone just, yeah.
So we give it a little twist, but they go very traditional Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Oh, I'm getting so hungry.
Well, we're going traditional-ish today too, just so everyone can kind of grab their bearings on how to make this super delicious and traditional recipe.
I remember that was one of the first menus items that my father had in his restaurant. He brought it from Cuba, and one of the things that he always had,
That's awesome.
since the beginning, was fowl.
Always had it and still there.
Yes.
I love it.
All right, we're going to walk you through it. So the first step has been marinating your
First
Rabo.
step, you actually want to focus on getting amazing Rabo as best as possible. So there's these really good ones full of meat, and then these are like the runty guys that they're kind of going to disappear, but they give a lot of texture to our dish. So we don't want to not use them. Then we're going to soak them in the wine.
So we soak them in wine. And what else? Anything else?
Just wine and a bay leaf. That's
Wine and a bay leaf.
And we do it just to kind of take away the impurities of the oxtail. I don't know, this is the recipe that I was taught, so this is what I do. So we're gonna take out the oxtail and leave the wine behind. We're gonna be using wine to cook the dish, but not this one.
Okay. Why is it called Rabo Encendido?
What do you think, Nancy? I have my...
I think it's because in Cuba, and especially in Oriente, they used to have hot sauce or
little picante.
picante for it, and that's how it became that name. But
Sort of like Encendido.
Encendido. It's like
yes,
lit Rabo. I guess you could call it. I don't know how else to translate it, right?
but we name it here Rabo Estofado, which is just on a stove
Got it.
without the hot sauce.
Got it. Yeah, I use a little bit of peppers because that's, again, how I was taught the recipe. I think this is a very African and Caribbean dish too, because when you go to the Caribbean, they do a lot of
this type of meat.
go and rabo, and they do use a lot of spice. Because generally, as we've said before, our food really isn't spicy. Not like, let's say, Mexican cuisine,
Right.
that's so much more spice oriented.
So we're doing what? We're seasoning.
Season with salt and pepper. Here, Nancy, you could do the pepper. Then Chrissy, you could grab the flour.
Okay.
I'm always dirty hands, so I'll just continue my job. Both sides.
Both sides, you see. Where would we be without them?
Perfect.
And then
And then just sprinkle some of it. Not thick, but this is what's gonna help thicken up the base of the sauce. Do you guys have it with a thick sauce in Islas? It's pretty thick, right? I remember.
Yeah, we marinate it as well.
Yeah.
And then we cook it in the morning.
Wednesdays and Saturdays, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Put the alarm on it.
I'm driving all the way over. Anytime I'm in the area, I stop.
Yeah.
It's like, it's religion.
Oh, yeah.
We've had it for 45 years the same day. So, most people, regular customers don't.
Yeah, you had said, like, they don't miss it.
Let them.
My kids were like, you're going with who? We love that.
It sounds good. How was that thing?
12, 13, and 9.
Oh, they're great customers.
Yeah, exactly. They're lifers. Okay, perfect. So then we'll get our pot going and we're gonna sear them. So we get a really nice crust on it. All right, let's get going. We've got a really hot pan. Let's add the oil. Just a little bit. I don't go crazy on it. We could always add more. And then from here, I just wanna get a good sizzle and sear it up. So is this a dish that you make at home? Or what do you make at home, actually? I've always wanted to ask you that.
Frozen pizza. I'll have to.
I mean, like, oh, not towel.
Not Italian. I don't think I've actually ever made a falafel at home, just at the restaurants. But yeah, this is a dish that takes time and patience, and I don't have any of that. So usually at home we cook pretty simple.
Yeah.
We cook pretty simple. But this is also like a very homey dish. Reminds me of my childhood. Reminds me of my grandparents. And like you said, not a lot of people make it. So
Yeah.
it's great that you guys are showing people at home how to do it.
Yeah, I think that people want to know, at least, even if they make it one time, they want to know. People always ask us what's the right way of doing it. But like you said, you guys have it in so many restaurants, and in each restaurant it's kind of a little bit different, or it's a little unique. And I think that the home cook, it's the same thing, right? Like I use habaneros, maybe someone doesn't. I also use red chili flakes. That's obviously not Cuban, but
Yeah.
I use it, I like the spice that it gives, like the little background spice that it gives. So it just depends, I guess.
So the habaneros are picante.
The habaneros are picante, but
It's really.
I don't cut the habanero. This is encendido. I told you, it's rabo lit rabo. But it's not that spicy. I don't cut them, and I just honestly, I pierce it. I just pierce it and I drop it in there.
Oh, okay. You just put the
I just put the whole habanero in there, and then it's honestly like a background flavor. It's not even spicy.
Honestly, what do you put in it? Cheesecloth or just?
No, just like that. You drop it in, pick it right up. Yeah, it'll just cook down, but it'll hold its shape.
I don't know if this will change up your whole idea of showing people how to make it this way.
Yeah.
But if someone does have a deep fryer, a little mini deep fryer,
They could fry it in there. Yeah,
that is like the easy way to do it, the quicker way to do it.
100%.
Obviously, getting your pan really hot and getting that perfect sear is a little hard.
It is.
That's such a good tip, so just like deep fried.
Yeah, if you have a little mini fryer, you can just season it, do the same process, but deep fry it. You want to pot down the wine as much as possible.
Yeah.
So you don't want any liquid in there.
You said that this reminds you of your grandparents, and I guess, did they cook it for you, or it was just like what your mom said? I think it was always at the restaurant.
Something that my grandfather always had on his menu, and we continued the tradition.
Yeah.
It's like so good to be able to go to your restaurant and have like this very homey dish without having to go through all the trouble at home, because it's like a recipe that takes a lot of TLC. It's a lot of steps. You gotta love someone if you're gonna make this.
Yeah.
But after this, then you have to braise, and that, how long
That takes time.
for.
So I did 2.5 hours. I do 2.5 hours. It takes a while.
Yeah.
You're basically looking for this crust. I would say even 2 more minutes. But for me, it makes all the difference when I sear something and then I braise it. I don't know if you feel the same way, but
Actually, because you get that nice golden color on the outside, and then the tenderness from the braising.
exactly. And it leaves behind like all that flavor. This is a good little nugget.
Some people like the small ones, and some people like the big ones. So at the restaurant,
I'm really hard.
sometimes we get the request, oh, they only want the small one, so we have to pick. And then some people, don't you give me the small one? Because I don't know me. I said that they did. So it's, people like different sizes.
They're used to what they like, yeah.
What we do for the smaller ones is we actually use that for pulled. So we do the oxtail fried rice at Barbakoa. We separate, the smaller ones, we use that to pull. Same thing for oxtail pizza at Finka. We before we cook it, we separate, we do different batches. We also do family meals at Finka, and usually we'll give like 50 pieces of the little ones in a tray. That one we make encendido. We do put a little red chili in it.
Right.
But yeah, so you can use them, and I guess like what she said, it's also preference if you like to just kind of like
gnaw on your hand. Yeah. My boys actually love to eat this with their hands, and they just like
I can just see
go
my
at it.
abuelo just like gnawing at the bone.
Yeah, I used to make them like sopa de rabo, and that caldo is so flavorful.
Yeah.
And it's like gelatinous, like
It was a ball.
Yeah.
Like that.
yeah. Nicaragua does it a lot. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I guess you can use this too to make like a stock at home. Think that even with the fancy sauce, but
It's delicious. Okay, so from here we're gonna pull them out, and then while they're out, we'll build our sofrito, basically.
Are they cooked all the way through? No, right?
No, they're not cooked all the way through. This is like any other braise, like when we do carne con papa, boliche, anything that we would sear, fricassé. We're always talking about getting the flavor first and then working on cooking it and braising it. So we're gonna go in with our onions. Now it's hot.
Lit.
Now it's lit.
It's encendido.
Juice coming up. Who knew? How encendido is so trendy.
Yeah.
And then we'll add salt, pepper, a little bit of sazon over there. Pepper girl, I like it.
Here, Eileen, sazon.
And then I add azafran in mine. Christy, if you want to put the azafran in the chicken stock actually over there.
Inside of it?
Yeah. And we'll just let that like bloom up. Color and then a little bit of flavor. I like to cook my onions a little bit before I add my peppers just because I think it gives it a lot more flavor, a lot more depth. And it's part of like the caldo getting thick, I like it when it's thick. Okay, so let's talk about the chili. So I use I guess Scotch bonnet, habanero. They're super spicy.
Not very traditional.
Nah.
Right?
Well, I mean,
In Cuban cooking.
we don't know because our cooking isn't spicy, but I just used one. They were just pretty, so I put two. Our cooking isn't spicy, but this definitely has, I feel like, roots in spice, like Nancy was saying, They called it this for a reason, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't open it up. It just is gonna kind of seep like this background flavor that I think is really good.
You try that at the restaurant one
Try
day. See what
it
happens. See what happens.
Either they're gonna love it or they're gonna hate it.
Yeah. I'm saying after 40 years.
Yeah. It's a recipe.
Cubans love that. Cubans love when you change stuff on them.
No, really.
I can see that little Cuban man who comes on Wednesday, like, what did you do to my tabo?
That would be a weird thing to say.
What did you do? The only reason gonna have something to say about that.
It's encendido.
Okay, so we want to cook this down a little bit more, but
Oh, it's delicious.
I know this is like all I need sometimes. I guess onions, peppers, and garlic. Let's put the garlic in there as well. Lots of garlic.
that you can't have enough of garlic.
I agree. People sometimes are like, oh, why does Cuban cooking have so much garlic? Why is this a complaint?
It's because they're cooking it wrong, honestly. They burn their garlic or they don't know how to do it.
Or they have it raw. I'm big on like, you gotta cook it just right. Like for me, I'm gonna add actually a little bit of oil so it can not steam. We talk a lot in our recipes about not steaming the garlic. that you really want to get it, to that like perfectly golden point, because that steam is kind of what makes things flat, like that steamed garlic. I'm sure that's hard in the restaurant to kind of always control everything, but I'm sure it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, after some of our cooks have been there for how long has Encio been there?
Yeah, 30 years.
30 years.
If they call him Encio, it's because he's been there for a while.
So Encio's been there 30 years. I'm sure he's got it down pat.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, anybody can just turn around and just, burn it. So it makes a big difference.
We say that all the time. We're like, when you're cooking, you're cooking.
You're committed.
Let it all go. Like, you cannot just walk away. You cannot, like, you're doing something. I don't listen to that advice. I constantly am burning stuff. I can't make a natilla to save my life. I get distracted. I just can't. I can't
You
live.
have to be there. But I mean, the spoon makes you stay there.
Yeah.
So it's different. But since you're waiting for the garlic, you could just turn around and just,
I know.
Yeah.
Just get preoccupied.
yeah,
Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll add in the tomato paste.
Here, one of you. I'm too far. I'm just going to watch you guys. Watch the cook today.
I thought I was going to do no cooking today.
Oh, I mean, you guys tell me what to do.
No.
Got you.
No, you deserve the time off, actually. These are the 2 hardest working women in Miami, by the way. Okay, that hasn't been mentioned, but it should be. They work very hard and they are 1,000% invested. And I think that it shows in everything that you guys do, in all your food, and in the way that you guys even know your customers and everything. I think that that's what really sets you guys apart from other places.
yeah. It's very involved and it's very absorbing and it's very rewarding as well.
Absolutely.
Because our customers are like our family, so we take care. We do everything with care and with love, and I think that's what makes it different.
Absolutely.
I think you feel that.
Yeah. With every bite of a croqueta, I feel. Okay, let's put a little bit of the Cardenal Mendoza. And it's just a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, I can do it?
You're allowed. That's good. And then we'll add
can do stuff.
in. We'll add in the wine.
Is that a pretty face?
About 2 cups.
Oh, what? Wine?
Yeah.
That's more.
You should just add. We'll do like a cup first. And then I like to just like nestle them in there. Once this kind of reduces a little bit, we'll get them in there.
Is it too early for...
It's
probably too early.
smells so good though.
Yeah, smells it. See.
Like the sweetness of the wine and then the sofrito. Love that.
Uh-oh. Wait, what kind of wine? Not a second.
Not a second.
Not the second. Talk to us about the wine. Let them know what wine they should be using for braising.
I mean, I'm a big fan of use what you drink-ish. So, I mean, I'm not serving this at a very special event, but it's something that I would drink. It's, Merlot, Cabernet, something that's not too sweet, I would say. But yeah, drinkable wine. I think that we use a lot of vino seco in our cooking, and I think that absolutely has its place. But then wine that we drink, whether it's, white wine or red wine, that's usually my rule of thumb.
Yeah, I feel like with the red wine, it should be a little more special.
Yeah.
Not that the white wine is.
Not that
I
it
don't love vino sec.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. They use it for everything. I'm pretty sure she put vino seco in like chicken soup. Like they put it in everything,
More?
Yeah, we gotta hit that up. I would say we want the wine to be at about halfway. So remember, we're always looking at, that's perfect. We're always looking at, not the specifics of the recipe, but we wanna look at what is happening in the pan. And we don't wanna inundate it in liquid because we want them to just gently braise. So they're good and nestled in there, and then we'll put a little bit of chicken stock in there. We'll cover it, let it get really, really hot, and then we'll lower it. I would say like 2 cups. Careful with the pan if it's hot. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, there's saffron in there, but
That's okay. Okay, perfect. We'll put the top on. We'll let it boil really, really, really vigorously. and then we'll drop it to low.
And how long are we braising again?
I would say at least 2 hours. At 2 hours, you want to start paying attention to it because it could stick on the bottom also. You know, like the sugar in the wine, all of that caramelization starts to happen, but not because it's going to be tender. You're really not going to have a tender rabo for like 2.5 hours.
You put the top on, you don't touch it again?
In 2 hours.
In 2 hours. Oh,
Yeah. You start looking at it and
like my kind of meal.
that's one that you don't have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we should say that that's the thing about braising. It's a lot of work leading up to this recipe, but then once you get to this point, you're done. So for me, this is something that I would make when I have people coming over because I want to do all the work and then I want to take a shower and have a blow dry and then mingle, you know? Like, I don't want to be making steaks for people.
Have them blow dry.
Have a blow dry. being honest, just being honest. Well, I always say, I'm like, I did the ugly days of cooking. Been there, done that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure you feel me. Like, it's like, I've been there, everyone looks great, and then you're there behind the kitchen, hustling, sweating everywhere, like yelling, like ears are sweating, like everything's sweating, you know? Like, no. Now we make time for a blow dry.
Yes.
So this is an awesome dish for that. Or a hat, because it covers everything. I'm a big hat person too. So yeah, this is something that you can make hours in advance, even the night before, because it benefits sometimes these braised recipes from just sitting in their juices and just reheat it when you're ready to serve. The red pepper flakes.
This
Just whole, just stick it in. Yeah, just your kind of recipe. Not everything, but yeah, most of it.
I almost did everything. And how much?
And then
is
some of that.
I don't want to encended too much.
But that's good. That's perfect. Yeah, and then just nestle it in there. I like to leave them whole, so then I just pick them up. They gave the flavor, but no one wants to eat that, so.
All right, so we're braising and we'll come back with our finished product. It's done. It smells so good. How do you know it's done, Annie? Like, if I'm home and I'm by myself and I don't have two chefs and like a mastermind with me, like, how do I know it's done?
So you want it to be really tender. It's like braising, let's say, like short ribs, and then you see how it's kind of pulling from the bone. You don't want it to get to a point, at least I don't. You guys tell me what you guys is your preference, but I don't like when it's completely fallen, because then it looks like tail.
Right.
Like, it's nothing. It's all desmenuzado, you know? So I think the delicious thing about this dish is that it has like a little bit of give. You know, it's kind of like ribs. Some people like them completely falling off the bone, and then some people like that it's very tender and very moist, but it's on the bone. So I think that's what you're looking for.
Pork tender, but still connected to the bone.
Exactly. Like, this guy to me is like, he's gonna be delicious. Yeah. Like, connected, but you could tell he's about to fall apart. So that to me is perfect. And then the sauce as well, just, you know, you saw we used very little flour to thicken it, but it makes a difference. And then the veggies and everything that's in here, it kind of just lends itself to being thick. I don't like to puree sauces because, I don't know, I just don't. I like for my kids to know that there's stuff in there and they need to eat it, and this is life.
Or pick it out yourself.
Because I'm not doing it. But yeah, this is just to me like very home cooked, comforting meal. So I wouldn't puree my sauce, but you definitely can if you wanted to.
What are we serving it with?
Let's we're gonna serve it with fufu. That's Fernie. We're gonna serve it with fufu. Let's go ahead and chop the parsley and then we'll serve it up. Okay, let's serve it up. So I always like to serve like one big guy and one runt. And
Salsita.
plenty of salsita. I mean, this is like why you eat this. It's a salsita.
Oh, and the fufu. Oh. So you're going to find the fufu recipe and the rabo recipe on our website, abuelascounter.com. And you can go to Islas Canarias, Barbakoa, Finka, Amelia's, any of those restaurants to go have this amazing food that these two ladies make. Well, you don't make, you're in charge of.
Or just taste it.
She's in charge of making sure the flavor's perfect.
She's the boss.
Which is the boss, yes. And what are we doing with the parsley?
Let's just sprinkle it on top. You get that one, I'll get this one.
All right, final step.
All right, let's try.
Time to taste it. Here.
I hooked us up with two big guys here.
Yes.
You took the whole place.
Yeah, I gave it to her. She's the queen. She needs it. What do you think, encendido?
Delicious.
Yeah, it's
Not spicy, right? It's just like flavorful.
Yes, I think I'm gonna try it.
All right.
God, I'm learning from you.
I'm sure I'll still learn very much more.
Because it is great and
Thank you. Thank you both for coming and sharing this with us. Honestly, we're so honored.
This was great. This was awesome.
thank you for having us. It's a pleasure. It's awesome.
So we hope that what we're eating.
Yeah.
I don't think you can take it from but no, we really hope that you guys make this at home and enjoy it and kind of include this in what you make for your family, because it's just such a comforting and homey. And to me, it says like everything about what our culture is. Like beautiful, different cultures obviously made this amazing dish, and it's great to cook it together.
Even if you just do it one time.
Exactly. Just one time. It's enough.
It is finished.
All right. Perfect. Okay, wrapped up.